This illustration deals with main bonding jumper, NEC 250.24b, exceptions 1 and 2. Now, if you want to define that main bonding jumper, just go to Article 100, and naturally it's defined there for you. Now, the first thing we'd want to look at is the service equipment to the left of the illustration. Notice there's an unspliced bonding jumper in accordance with 250.24b there, and it identifies that as the main bonding jumper. And the same thing in the middle panel board there, where it says panel board with CB as main disconnect. See the main bonding jumper unspliced there. And notice that you have to have a main there now. You have to install a main. You can't have just 6 individual mains in that panel board like we used to have. You know, 230.71b as in boy lists that information. Now, notice in the auxiliary gutter or wireway to the right there, then notice we have 2 to 6 disconnects and panels, etc. there. Notice that the 2 to 6 disconnects in a single or separate enclosures. Now, notice 230.71a, grouping 230.72a, and thirdly, the unspliced bonding jumper is in the wireway. But notice at the service, it's titled as the main bonding jumper. But if you look at the service, the transformer down below, then that would be called a system bonding jumper. And that's also now defined in Article 100. And they moved all those definitions from 250.2 now so that they're in Article 100 because they're used throughout the code. And in other words, in 2 or more articles, so they have to go into Article 100. But notice now we know for sure that the main bonding jumper is only at the service equipment, and the transformer, then that would be called a separate bonding jumper for a separately derived system. So we that kind of takes care of that. Now notice the purpose of change. It's a new subsection. It's been added to clarify that a grounded conductor and an unspliced main bonding jumper shall be used to connect the equipment grounding conductors, the service disconnect enclosure, to the grounded conductor within the closure for each service disconnect in accordance with 250.28. Section 250.24 has been reorganized and restructured for usability and to clarify the meaning of that section and maybe word it in such a manner we're all on the same page. But now, notice this makes it very clear that the main bonding jumper is only at the service equipment, not at a separately derived system.